Welcome. Today we're tackling a topic that's been on the mind of so many authors and aspiring authors. I get this question all the time. Do I need to hire a publicist? Or my publisher wants me to hire a publicist. Shouldn't they be doing that? We're going to explore the relationship between marketing and publicity. I'm going to debunk some myths about what publishers do for you and discuss what you as an author really need to take ownership of. Whether you're self-publishing, hybrid publishing, traditional publishing, or somewhere in between, this episode is for you. You are your book's very best marketer. You and your book are different. You are the brand. The book is a product. You need to be in charge of all the products, including your book. I know the question is, do I need to hire a publicist? But a better question is, what can I expect my publisher to do? And what are they going to look to me to do? And you might be wondering, does this apply even if authors aren't traditionally publishing? Yes, because no matter what, no matter which publishing journey or path you're on, you are in charge of your own publicity as part of marketing. No matter, even if you're working with a vanity press or you're working with one of the big traditional publishers, no matter how your book reaches readers, marketing and PR are essential. Let's get started by breaking down the differences between marketing and publicity. Or better yet, we'll talk about the relationship between the two. Simply put, marketing is the broader umbrella under which publicity falls. Marketing is also about creating strategy that positions your book and you, the author, in the market. Publicity, on the other hand, is one element of marketing. Publicity is about gaining visibility. It's about outreach and pitching and media coverage and interviews. It's about getting your book in front of as many people as possible and making them aware. Awareness is the first step. Before someone can be interested, they have to be aware. That's why publicity is one element under the marketing umbrella. Now, I'm going to debunk some myths about what publishers actually do. Most authors look for publishers with the hope that the publisher is going to take care of all the marketing and publicity. And a publisher will probably tell you, oh, we do a lot of marketing and publicity. But what they really mean is for the book. They are not your marketing director. You are your marketing director. Yes, you are. And if you're starting to get the full body sweats thinking, I don't know how to do that, don't worry about it. I'm going to tell you right now. Most people think, oh, yay, my publisher's going to do this. And they said they want to have the marketing conversation in a few weeks because they're not ready, even though my publication date is 3 months away. Like, woo, if you're not having that conversation with yourself 6 months ahead of your publication date, you're going to feel crunched. And I don't want you to feel like that because that blows. It takes all the fun out of what is really exciting time. So let's face it, a lot of people hope that the publisher is going to take care of it because, let's face it, maybe you don't have time or the money to do this yourself. And how much of that is the myth? Let me break it down for you. While your publisher may offer some support, especially in terms of distribution or initial media outreach, the lion's share of the marketing and publicity will fall on you. Publishers are stretched thin. They're looking for authors who know how to manage themselves and their personal brand, who already have visibility or access to visibility. I'm not saying platform because that makes it sound undoable. It's like you've already built a brand. That's not what I'm talking about. Publishers are looking for authors who know that they are managing their own brand. The publisher is distributing your book, making sure that it gets in front of the people that you don't have access to, like libraries and booksellers, They have a system for that. They handle all the behind the scenes, all the operations, all the stuff that is less fun for an author. But in terms of pitching you to podcasts, they don't do that. They really don't. When they are talking about marketing, they're usually talking about digital marketing or Amazon ads or Google ads. They might put out a press release and they send it out to media that cover new books. But that's only a smidgen of the opportunities out there, because your book is not news. Your book, as it fits into culture and trends and what's happening in the world today, you can be relevant, and you and your book can show up and provide perspective and insight to so many, oh my gosh, so many other media opportunities other than introducing my new book. Because unless you are Michelle Obama, your book is not news. What can authors expect from a publicist, and what is really our responsibility as authors? In other words, what does a publicist do, and what do you as the author need to do? Now, here's the deal. If you have all your poop in a group and an extra $7,000 to $10,000, and that's on the low side, hire a publicist. And here's what you'll get. You will get a pitching machine for about 6 weeks to 8 weeks. And they'll be super focused on your book launch, in the timing of your book launch. They'll be promoting your book and you to speak about your book. But here's what you won't get. You won't get a marketing strategist. You won't get someone promoting the results of the publicist efforts, because every interview begets marketing assets that need to go out in your social. They need to go on your website. They need to be linked back and forth. You need to get the logos of the media that you've been on, and those need to live on your website, because your website is your digital headquarters. You won't get an assistant to manage your advanced reader copies. You won't get a clone to do it all for you. You have to be involved. If you do decide you need a publicist, or you want to hire a publicist, here's what you should provide them so that they can do their jobs, and that you really want to use their time wisely. So you don't want to ask them to build marketing materials that are about how you and your book are positioned in the world, because they don't know, because they're not your marketing director. If you do decide to hire a publicist, here's what you need to provide to them: your author package. And if you don't have one, you can get my author package template for free at lanelit, like literature.com/package. And you will get my author package, my template. You'll be able to see mine. It's free. Go get it. I'll put the link in the show notes. So you will provide them your author package, which is your bio, how your message is relevant, a media kit, which is ready to go, headshots, a link to your website, and a link to your social media profiles, which are established, as well as questions that people should ask you in interviews. Interesting questions, not tell me about your book, but questions that engage and drive discussion. You should give them angles and stories for media pitches, because again, you are in charge. You should give them some time, because yes, you need to be involved, and create content, articles, op-eds, answers to questions, so that they have some fodder. Last, you need to provide them edits to whatever they develop and make sure all the content is aligned to your brand. Let's talk about publicity costs and budgeting, especially for hybrid and self-published authors. Publicity is often an out-of-pocket expense. It's your expense, even when you're traditionally published, because the publisher has a marketing team and they might have a PR team, but it's small, and the PR they're focused on is PR for the book, not for you. The publisher is focused on publishing the book. To maximize your efforts, whether it's marketing and PR, Focus on pre-sales and early momentum. Secure endorsements, send your book to early readers, and build buzz before the book actually launches. The launch date, yes, the on-shelf date is one date, but you could be doing interviews, appearing on podcasts, and speaking months before. That's how you drum up attention and momentum. Think of publicity as a short-term boost, while marketing is your ongoing strategy. Be mindful of common pitfalls: relying too much on a publicist, failing to use the result of the publicity to merchandise the result and leverage it for your next opportunity, and not planning for the long term. You don't have to do 100 interviews. You have to do a handful of really impactful ones, and then use those assets, those quotes and excerpts and images, if there are images. Every interview can result in at least 5 marketing assets. So you have to remember to do fewer but bigger things. Here are your next steps. Assess your current marketing plan. What's achievable? Make sure you're focusing on fewer things and bigger things. Leverage those things and merchandise them. Always be thinking 3 steps ahead in your marketing strategy. If I do this podcast appearance now, what are the assets I can count on? How can I leverage that in my next opportunity? And where do all these assets go? You'll very quickly find that you have a system, and you will start thinking of a publicist as an extra set of hands if you need a spike. Hear me now. If you are really, truly in charge of your marketing, I'm telling you, as a lifelong publicist and marketer, that you can do this. It's much easier than you think to pitch podcasts or pitch media. The most important thing is that you use the results and that they end up on your website, and then you merchandise them for your next opportunity. You will save time. You will save yourself from many angry cries, and you'll be getting the attention of the people who really need to hear from you. They need your message and they need your book. You can't start too early thinking about your launch. If you start too late, the opportunities are past. If you enjoyed this episode, I hope that you will subscribe and leave a review. Even share this episode, text it to someone who needs it, whose book launch is coming, and you know they're going to need these tips, and it'll make their journey easier. Until next time, keep writing, keep marketing, and keep pushing the edge.